Indian philosophy is divided into two categories. One is Astic and the other one is Nastic. Astic is believing or God believing philosophy, and Nastic is non-believing or non-God believing philosophy. In the Astic philosophy, there are six schools, of which the two are Sankhya and Yoga. Patanjali's Yoga and Kapil Muni's Sankhya. In the non-believing or Gnostic philosophies, those are of Buddhas, of Jains, and of Charvak. Charvak's philosophy is materialistic one. So Kapil Muni's philosophy and yoga both are similar to each other, and yoga draws from Kapil Muni's school of Sankhya. Sankhya is based on two things. One is Purush, which is consciousness, and the second one is Prakriti, which is energy, matter, and the outside whatever you see as manifested world. From this comes yoga. In yoga, there are 8 steps. The first step is yam, which is what you don't have to do or what you have to control about your mind, about your nature. Then the second one is niyam, or what you have to do regularly in your life. These yam and niyam are moral codes of conduct in regular life. And then comes the asana, the physical posture in which you have to meditate, in which you attain the perfect geometry of the body, so that you are in harmony with the universe. Then the fourth is pranayam, or attaining the different dimensions of breath, so that you can live an extended life, or you can experience different dimensions of life. The fifth is pratyahar, or withdrawal of the senses from the outside world, and taking those senses, or taking the energy from senses inside of your body and mind, and connecting it with the source or God, and attaining perfection. The sixth is concentration, or simply putting all of your awareness at one single point. And then comes meditation. Meditation is meditating on God all the time, or as much as you can. And then the last stage is samadhi, or it is called being one with the cosmos, being one with the God. These are all 8 except the concentration is called dharana in Hindi and in Sanskrit, and dhyan is called meditation, being having something in your consciousness all the time, that is dhyan or meditation. Now coming to the yamas. The yamas are originally 5 in number, which we have to control. These are the tendencies which want to go outside, which want to take our consciousness outside of ourselves and be attached with the material world. These are hinsa, violence. We have to get rid of violence of any kind with any being or anything. Violence should not be in ourselves in any quantity. Our energy has to be controlled in such a way that there is no violence in mind, in body, in habits, in our way of speaking, in our way of seeing something or handling anything. It is ahimsa. Then comes satya, or truth, non-lying. We have to not lie with anyone, and not lie with ourselves also. We have to be truthful in outside and inside, because God is truth. We have to attain that God, and we have to attain that truth, that everything is one and the same thing. You see, whatever you see is just name and form, and the basic thing is one and the same thing, that is God, or whatever entity has created this world or this manifested universe. Then comes Aste. Aste is non-stealing. Non-stealing from anyone, and not stealing from yourself also. You can rob yourself also, leave others. So we have to be mindful of our stealing nature. We always steal something from somebody, or we steal something from ourselves also. We can steal our character and become bad. We can steal our truth and become a liar, and like that. Then comes brahmacharya, or celibacy, or moderation of sexual urge, so that the sexual energy, the creative energy which is in us, can be used for our liberation. Without sexual energy, you cannot liberate. Sexual energy is very important for the purity of our being, and purity is God. Purity is perfection, and perfection is God. Whatever is perfect, it cannot be increased and it cannot be decreased. So when we attain purity, when we attain brahmacharya, we attain God. The creator of this universe is called Brahma, because he has the creative power, or the sexual power to create. And the last one is aparigraha, or non-possessiveness. Non-possessiveness is not having any kind of attachment to any material or person or any phenomenon or anything. We have to be unattached. We don't have to be greedy. We don't have to be accumulative in nature. We have to let go of everything, so that the mind can be free. This is the first step of yoga, Eightfold Yoga or Ashtangic Yoga, yamas. We will continue with the niyamas later on.